Hello, FilmBugs! Get ready to dive into the world of films as we embark on an exciting journey together. Today, we are delving into a curated selection of films we've had the pleasure of watching thus far in 2023. It's hard to believe we're already halfway through the year. While we may not review the latest releases like some of our counterparts, our unique approach allows us to provide quick and concise comments and ratings on recent films. You see, we took a step back from reviewing the most current movies, mainly because it's challenging to keep up with the multitude of other channels flooding YouTube with their reviews. By the time our videos are ready, the platform is saturated with countless opinions. Furthermore, unlike some reviewers who have the advantage of early screenings, we rely on catching films upon their official release. But fear not. Today's format allows us to share our impressions and provide rapid-fire ratings for the most recent movie releases. In this first video, we'll cover a diverse range of films, while the second video, to be released at a later date, will focus on captivating TV shows. So without further ado, let's dive right in. Let's kick off with Megan, which is the outfit I'm wearing today, a thrilling film directed by Gerard Johnstone and written by the talented duo Akilah Cooper and James Wan. This movie left quite an impression on me, as it evokes shades of the 1988 film Child's Play. In a world where AI technology is advancing rapidly, Megan truly strikes a chord. It feels like a feature-length episode of Black Mirror, captivating and thought-provoking. The film boasts a compelling storyline and commendable performances from Allison Williams and Violet McGraw. After careful consideration, FilmBug rates Megan an impressive 8 out of 10. It's definitely worth your attention. Next up is A Man Called Otto, also known as Forrest Gump, featuring the talented Tom Hanks. This movie wasn't really on my watch list, and luckily it became available for streaming on Netflix. The story revolves around a man who, after losing his wife, finds himself devoid of purpose and contemplates ending his own life. However, fate has a different plan for him as he gets interrupted time and again by a neighbor or some unexpected event. A Man Called Otto presents a poignant and thought-provoking narrative. Considering its emotional depth and Tom Hanks's remarkable performance, we rate this film a solid 7 out of 10. It's a movie worth experiencing, offering insights into the human condition.
And that's all I have to say about that.
Next on our list is Knock at the Cabin, an M. Night Shyamalan film based on the book by Jacob Tremblay titled The Cabin at the End of the World, which, in our opinion, would have been a more fitting title. This movie showcases impressive performances from Dave Bautista, Jonathan Groff, Ben Ulrich, Rupert Grint, Abby Quinn, Nikki Amuka-Bird, and Kristen Cooey. While it may not reach the same heights as Shyamalan's renowned films like The Sixth Sense or Signs, we still found it quite enjoyable. With its intriguing storyline and the talent of its cast, we award this film a solid 7 out of 10. It's a compelling watch that adds another unique entry to Shyamalan's body of work. Now let's talk about Marvel's first movie of the year, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. To be honest, this one left us a bit conflicted. While there were some enjoyable moments, we couldn't help but feel that the movie would have benefited from removing certain scenes.
Don't be a dick!
However, one standout aspect was Jonathan Majors' exceptional performance as Kang. It's unfortunate to hear recent news suggesting that Majors may not be returning for another Marvel movie, as he's truly a talented actor whose star is on the rise. Personally, I've been following his career since the HBO series Lovecraft Country, and he continues to impress. But our biggest gripe is the absence of Michael Pena and his awesome stories. I don't think there's an Ant-Man without Luis. Considering our mixed feelings, we rate this movie a 6.5 out of 10. It's a shame because I loved the first Ant-Man film and had a decent liking for the second one, but it feels like the series is gradually losing its spark with each new release. Next up, we have one of the most outrageously titled films ever, Cocaine Bear. We must admit that the title alone piqued our curiosity, and fortunately, the movie lived up to its absurd name. It delivered on its promise, providing a hilarious and entertaining experience. Directed by Elizabeth Banks and starring Kerry Russell, O'Shea Jackson, and the late, great Ray Liotta, this film earned a solid rating of 7 out of 10 from us. Next up, we have Scream 6, a film that wasn't initially on our radar, but pleasantly surprised us. True to the franchise's nature, there were plenty of stabbing scenes, along with some gunplay. However, we couldn't help but feel a slight discomfort with Ghostface wielding a firearm. It felt out of place, as if Freddy Krueger were to trade his iconic bladed fingers for miniature chainsaws or guns. Something entirely outrageous. While it didn't reach the extraordinary heights of the first or second movie, it still delivered a solid experience. Hence, we're awarding this film another respectable 7 out of 10. Finally, we come to one of the highly anticipated movies, John Wick 4, and boy, did it deliver. Chad Stahelski, the director behind the previous 3 films, once again helmed this action-packed masterpiece. The movie boasts phenomenal action sequences that leave you on the edge of your seat, and it serves as a fitting conclusion to the series, although we believed that a John Wick 5 is confirmed. Personally, we're hoping for a spin-off focusing on a character like Kane, since they've already exploring spin-offs like The Continental and Ballerina. It's time to let John's story rest. It's reached its conclusion. Maybe you can bring him as flashbacks, but that's it. With that said, we can't help but feel a tinge of sadness as we award this film a well-deserved 9.5 out of 10. Yes, it's a slightly unconventional rating, but it reflects our melancholy that this incredible journey has come to an end. Next is Shazam, Fury of the Gods. So, moving on, let's delve into the realm of Dungeons and Dragons, Honor Among Thieves. When we initially heard about this movie, we couldn't help but chuckle, expecting it to be a mere joke, obviously because of the last one. However, to our pleasant surprise, it turned out to be a genuinely enjoyable experience. The film is imbued with a delightful sense of humor that kept us thoroughly entertained. We found ourselves drawn to the captivating characters portrayed by the talented ensemble cast, including Chris Pine, Michelle Rodriguez, Justice Smith, Sophia Lillis, and Hugh Grant. Although we had the opportunity to stream it on Paramount, we believe this cinematic gem truly deserved a big screen experience. Consequently, we wholeheartedly rate this adventure a solid 8 out of 10. Next up is Renfield, a film that showcases the one and only
Nick fucking Whoa, Cage!
The main reason we decided to watch this movie was because of his presence. Additionally, the film features the talented Awkwafina and Nicholas Hoult, who is fresh from his hanging in the menu. While the story had a promising start, we must admit that it gradually lost its strength as it progressed. Consequently, we are inclined to give this production a modest rating of 6 out of 10. Next on our list is Evil Dead Rise, a film we had been eagerly anticipating. Directed by Lee Cronin, this installment takes a departure from the traditional cabin setting, although it does make an appearance in the beginning, and instead introduces a creepy apartment complex. To our delight, the movie didn't disappoint. It delivered genuine scares and a healthy dose of gore. We must commend Alyssa Sutherland for her outstanding performance, as she truly embodied terror in this film. The ending, while somewhat reminiscent of the first movie, provided the big, bloody finale that Evil Dead fans have come to expect. For these reasons, we're awarding it a solid rating of 8.5 out of 10. Next up is the highly anticipated Marvel film, the third and final installment of the Guardians of the Galaxy franchise, aptly titled Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. We were thoroughly captivated by this movie and at the same time filled with a tinge of sadness, knowing that this would be the last installment under the masterful direction of James Gunn. However, we understand that Gunn is moving on to exciting ventures, particularly with DC. Guardians of the Galaxy Vol. 3 surpassed our expectations and proved to be a remarkable cinematic experience, outshining Quantumania, which was quite an easy task. While we still hold a special place in our hearts for the original film, this final chapter in the trilogy truly left a lasting impression. Therefore, we wholeheartedly rate it an exceptional 8.75 out of 10. Coming up is what we consider to be the standout film of the year, and quite possibly the best animated movie of the year as well. We know it's only halfway through the year, but we're confident in our proclamation. Spider-Man, Across the Spider-Verse takes the crown. This extraordinary animated masterpiece completely won us over with its unparalleled creativity and innovation. The voice acting in this film is nothing short of exceptional, with Haley Steinfeld flawlessly portraying Gwen Stacy, Shameik Moore capturing the essence of Miles, Jake Johnson bringing life to Peter B. Parker, Oscar Isaac lending his talents to Miguel O'Hara, Jason Schwartzman as Spot, and many other talented individuals who brought their characters to life. The dedication and hard work put into this film are truly awe-inspiring. We extend our heartfelt appreciation to the countless creators who poured their souls into making this film an astounding success. You are truly remarkable. We eagerly await the release of the second part of this extraordinary cinematic journey. Without a doubt, Spider-Man, Across the Spider-Verse earns a perfect 10 out of 10 in our books. After that extraordinary cinematic experience, let's shift gears and delve into a rather disappointing film, The Flash. Oh boy, the unfortunate truth is that this movie had the potential to be good, even great, but it stumbled with its scattered storytelling. While Ezra Miller delivered a commendable performance, the introduction of a second Ezra in the film felt excessive and overwhelming. There were several scenes that could have been omitted, such as the roommate scene, which was simply dreadful. On a positive note, it was a delight to see Michael Keaton reprising his role as Batman. We also appreciated Sasha Calle's portrayal of Kara Zor-El, although we felt she was underutilized in this particular film. However, we cannot overlook the absurdity of the CGI falling babies scene, a consequence of rushing the creative process. Surprisingly, we found ourselves enjoying and not minding the presence of Batfleck in this movie. Let's put a halt to our discussion of this film and assign it a rating of 5.5 out of 10. These are the films we've watched thus far. If there's any movie from this list that you'd like us to review in detail, please don't hesitate to let us know in the comments section. We encourage you to share your thoughts and suggestions. We're eagerly awaiting your input, so don't be shy. Now, let's turn our attention to the upcoming films that we're eagerly anticipating for the remainder of the year, beginning with Beau is Afraid. While we're aware that it may already be available for streaming, it remains on our wish list. Given our appreciation for Ari Aster's previous works, such as Hereditary and Midsummer, we're excited to witness his latest creation. Next up is Insidious: The Red Door. We have to admit, the first two installments of the Insidious franchise were some of the scariest films we've ever seen. However, we're a bit hesitant about this one since it's not directed by James Wan, who helmed the previous films. Instead, it features one of the original actors, Patrick Wilson, doing double time by acting and taking a step behind the camera. Despite our reservations, we're willing to give it a chance because we're glad to see the original cast returning. We can't ignore the fact that the last two Insidious movies were disappointing, but we're hopeful that this one will at least be good. We're not expecting greatness, but a solid and enjoyable experience would be satisfying. Up next is Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning. Tom Cruise never fails to impress. He continues to deliver captivating performances that keep us on the edge of our seats. Let's be honest, one of the main reasons we're excited for this movie is to witness his iconic running scenes. Tom Cruise's dedication and action-packed performances have become synonymous with the Mission Impossible franchise, and we can't wait to see what thrilling stunts and impossible missions await us this time. Now let's talk about Oppenheimer, the latest film from Christopher Nolan following the perplexing and sonically overwhelming Tenet. While Tenet had its merits, the overpowering music left us confused and almost deaf. We're not sure if Nolan intentionally intended it to be that way, or if it was a creative choice gone awry. Nevertheless, we're eagerly anticipating Oppenheimer and have high hopes for it. Next in line is a guilty pleasure extravaganza known as The Meg 2: The Trench. When it comes to films featuring enormous prehistoric megalodon sharks, we simply can't resist. And if you throw in a showdown between that massive shark and Jason Statham, Hollywood, please, just take our money already. We shamelessly reveled in the ridiculousness of the first movie, and we have no doubt that this sequel will be equally entertaining. Prepare for some megalodon shark-sized fun. Hold on to your seats because we've got Killers of the Flower Moon coming up next. It's another exciting collaboration between the legendary duo Scorsese and DiCaprio. This film is giving us some serious Shutter Island vibes, and let's be honest, we absolutely adored that mind-bending thriller. Get ready for another dose of Scorsese's masterful storytelling and DiCaprio's captivating performance. It's bound to be a cinematic experience that will keep us on the edge of our seats. Hold on to your ghost hunting gear because we've got A Haunting in Venice up next. Directed by the talented Kenneth Branagh and featuring the incredible cast of Kelly Reilly, Emma Laird, and the one and only Michelle Yeoh, this film promises to be a thrilling whodunit ghost story. Get ready to immerse yourself in the mysterious canals of Venice as the suspense unfolds. With such a stellar lineup and a hauntingly intriguing premise, we can't wait to see who or what is behind the supernatural shenanigans in this chilling tale. Get ready to return to the mesmerizing world of Dune with its highly anticipated sequel. If you haven't heard of the first installment, go see it, and let us assure you it was nothing short of impressive. With the incredible talent of the 95-pound actor Timothée Chalamet leading the way, the film left us in awe. Brace yourself for another epic journey through the sands of Dune, where extraordinary performances and captivating storytelling await. We've reached the last two films on our list, The Marvels and Ghostbusters, Afterlife 2. Let's begin with The Marvels, which marks Marvel's final installment of the year. Now, we must admit we've seen the trailer so many times in theaters that we can practically recite it by heart. Nevertheless, we have high hopes for this movie, especially since we thoroughly enjoyed last year's Miss Marvel series. We're rooting for you, Iman Vellani. Bring on the Marvel magic. Last but not least, we have Ghostbusters, Afterlife 2. The first movie was a fantastic reboot, featuring a stellar cast including Paul Rudd, Finn Wolfhard, McKenna Grace, and Carrie Coon. We were thoroughly impressed with their performances. Now, our hopes are set high for the sequel. We're crossing our fingers that they can at least match the greatness of the first one. Ghostbusters, bring on the nostalgia and supernatural fun. And that concludes our show. We've shared our impressions, quick takes, and ratings for the movies of 2023 thus far. We're eagerly looking forward to the second half of the year, and we'll definitely bring you another episode recapping all the amazing films. If there are any movies we've missed and you think we should check out, please let us know in the comments section. And hey, while you're there, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Your support means the world to us. Until next time, fellow film bugs, take care and goodbye.